All right, welcome back. Lots of new developments. National news headline is Max Public House in Staten Island is not backing down. Max Public House, Keith and Danny are here. And you know what? Today, when I got to Max, after last night's tremendous rally led by the Minister of Mayhem himself, Scott Lebedo, I guess they realized that they needed to temper their behavior a little bit because the intimidation tactics of having 20 sheriffs stand in front of a small business in Staten Island, it's not a good look. So the mayor and the governor seemingly have relented a bit. Okay, Dan's here. He's shining up the place. I believe his lawyers are working feverishly to get them back in business, which they should be. And the mayor and the governor should be doing all they can at this point to make sure there's some goodwill on their side and not start throwing up all kinds of roadblocks into these guys getting back in business. And in fact, they should help them a little bit. Just like many of you were helping. And, last night I was here. I spoke a little bit at the rally. That's why my voice is a little hoarse today. But I'll tell you this. There were people coming up to me in the street trying to hand me $50 and $100 bills, say, give this to the guys. And, we don't have some organization or anything set up. So I said, no. Go to the GoFundMe. And I'm going to ask you guys again, if you will, help these guys out a little bit. Go to Max Public House, Fights for Small Business on GoFundMe. Send in a couple bucks because they're going to need it. Now, Lou Gelomino and Mark Fonte are the bar's attorneys, okay? And they are getting overwhelmed with fighting the city and the state. And we have another attorney who's joined the fight with us. Joe Camarada joined as my personal attorney last night, and he's going into Richmond County Supreme Court today to fight this order that's taped onto the door, that it's unconstitutional. And quite frankly, if you remember like second grade, the color chart, Roy G. Biv, you know what I'm saying? Roy G. Biv, red, orange, yellow, green, blue, sometimes violet. I don't think, violet's always in there, but violet's in the Biv. Not the Belle Biv DeVoe, just Biv. Where does Governor Cuomo get such expertise that he can determine what parts of a borough are orange and yellow? I mean, it's a little strange to me that this guy from Howard Beach or Ozone Park, Queens, is now painting himself some kind of scientific genius because you got Max Public House right here in an orange zone, and they can't do anything with their place. And then you got another place 2 blocks away, right up the corner, and that place, you want to know something? They can be open. They can have a few people inside. They can have outdoor dining. They can serve drinks. They can do everything. So does Governor Cuomo know about some secret virus that stops at the edge of the red zone or the orange zone or the yellow zone? I mean, this guy's out of his mind if you really think about it. Okay, it's the same thing whether you're in an orange zone or a yellow zone, whatever zone you're in. Okay, why do they have to close at 10 o'clock? What is this, Footloose? I don't understand what's happening. How do they determine when our social time is over? I wonder. And again, I think Andrew Cuomo must be a modern day Einstein because he can determine when the virus becomes more transmittable after 10 o'clock. Oh no, hurry up, speed home and get out of the bars and restaurants at 10 because the virus is coming to get you. It's the nighttime boogeyman after hours virus now here in Staten Island because half the island can drink and eat, the other half can't. And everyone is subject to, this draconian 10 p.m. lockdown. I mean, I said it many times last night. Andrew Cuomo, this stuff has gone to his head, okay? Think about this. We're living in bizarro land, folks. Remember Seinfeld? Remember George? Bizarro land when everything was backwards? That's where we are right now. We're in bizarro land because we have the district attorney of New York City, Manhattan, Cyrus Vance, says, well, if these people want to do peaceful protests and they get in a little trouble, we're not going to prosecute those crimes. So in Manhattan, Cyrus Vance is not arresting people for looting, rioting, throwing Molotov cocktails into police cars, beating up people in the middle of the street, hitting old ladies over the head with baseball bats. That's okay. Summer of love, peaceful protest, mostly peaceful protest, and no one's going to jail. But in Staten Island, in the fake orange zone, if you open your pub because you need to feed your family, you go to jail. So, is there a tale of two cities going on here? I wonder. You know what I mean? And when the New York City Sheriff's Department has 150 sheriffs for 5 boroughs, do you know? I saw it firsthand. There were 25 sheriffs right here at a small little closed bar in Staten Island. So 1/6 of all the sheriffs in New York City were standing here to try to intimidate the two owners of this place. And guess what? It didn't work. So let's get those guys out. And by the way, many, many people, I want to thank you all for tuning in and sending me your support and all my haters out there. Yes, I know that I look like a fat slob on the ladder. Fine, I'm fat. Okay? Say whatever you want. Am I smart? No. I think I'm smart, actually. You know, I went to college. I went to St. John's University. I love school and learning so much that I stayed an extra year. I went 5 years. Okay, so I spent 5 years in college, which makes me kind of smarter than anybody else that went to college. And I went racing into Wall Street with a whopping 2.1 grade point average. So don't look at me and say we ain't smart, because we're pretty smart over here. And somehow or another, 5 years in college, 2.1 grade point average, I've found a way to be an entrepreneur and create a pretty successful life, which I'm proud of. I'm humble. I got a beautiful family. I got 3 kids, Victoria, Ava, my son, John. And my parents taught me from when I was a kid. My dad was a cop. My mom was a small business owner. My mom owned a party business on Staten Island. That's why I've been in the social business my whole life. Me and my brother owned a couple bars, okay? You know what I used to do when I was a kid for my mom's business? I used to dress up like Mickey Mouse and go to kids' parties and get $25 for the party. And then another party, I would dress up like Spider-Man. Man, sometimes my mom would say, all right, who wants to put on the Big Bird costume? So you had to wear these yellow leotards for the Big Bird costume, okay? And back then I was thin and I was skinny. Well, my haters, yes, I was skinny at one point. And with the yellow leotards, a pair of 14-year-old legs could be confused for a girl. And I used to remember that guys at the party used to try to hit on Big Bird because they thought there was a girl in there and she had nice legs. Actually, some guys used to come over and goose my butt, and I used to turn around with my voice and say, what are you, a homo? You know what I'm saying? It's a guy in here. Like, stop it already. Anyway, my parents, blue-collar, small business people, they told us one thing: if you're doing good, take that and help others. And that's what I've been trying to do most of my life. Thank you for helping us do what we're doing. Share the stream. Stay right there. Biz Talk Radio, you guys are out after hour 1. We'll see you tomorrow, or tune into Biz. Go to Facebook. All the rest of you, stick right with us. We're coming back with more Stop the Steal right after this.